22nd episode of Morning Coffee and Chat. I hope everybody is ready for Christmas. It is coming in 3 days. I've been busy myself, fighting for that disability thing, keeping in contact with the attorneys and everything, keeping things going for Christmas. Of course, being here in Grandma and Grandpa's house, this is the main point for everyone to come to on Christmas. Been trying to decorate, been trying to get lights working, been planning out Christmas dinner. Been keeping busy. Definitely been keeping busy. Oh, do we have anybody in here yet? No. Well, hopefully everybody remembers that we're live this morning. Just been trying to keep busy, keep decorating, keep the videos coming, keep, helping out around here. Of course, I'm going to be by myself this morning. The daughter went and stayed with her brother last night, and his wife and the granddaughters. Busy, busy, busy. Been watching the weather, been hoping for that white Christmas, but by the looks of things, we're not going to have it. By the looks of things, hardly anybody is going to have a white Christmas this year. They're talking about way above normal temperatures. In some places, right through the Midwest and the middle plains, they are actually talking 50s, 60s, and 70s. So they're saying right now that hundreds of records could be broken over Christmas Day. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. I'm still holding out for tiny Christmas miracles. Um, God only knows. God only knows. Man, everybody's off to a late start this morning. I'm still in here by myself. Nobody in the chat. Of course, if you would like to buy me a Christmas present or even support the channel, you can do so at our PayPal address. That is www.paypal.me/MrHistory2020. The link is in the description below. Um, looks like somebody else finally popped in. Now we just have to wait. Eye is a little bit better this morning than it was last week, so I may not have to lean as far in to be able to read the comments. But yeah, I'm still going to have to lean in. But yeah, definitely getting ready. Like I said, trying to figure out the Christmas dinner thing. Um, be honest, that's where a lot of any donations and stuff received, any support is going to help buy a ham or a turkey or something. Um, they started a couple sales this week, so hopefully, our one and only store. Oh, there's a comment. Holy crap, there's a comment. Um, it's Tony. Good morning, sir. Good to see you. Hope you're enjoying this little bit warmer weather out there in Illinois. Uh, here we go. What do we got here? I'm going to have to lean in for this one. Hey, Zombie. Good to see you, my friend. No, I have to wait until after January 1st to sign to do that early enrollment thing with Blue Cross. And then once I get that taken care of, then I can get a hold of the eye doctor, get eye appointments set up. And it's just a long, long, drawn out process. The waiting is the worst part. Waiting for January 1st to get signed up on the early enrollment thing, then getting hold of the doctor and scheduling appointments and waiting for those, and the doctors to say what I already know: I'm legally blind and something needs to be done, even if it's just fixing this one. I don't know if they're going to be able to do anything with this one or not with it silvering over already. But you know, fingers are crossed. Oh, any word on eye surgery? Hey, hey, Drew. Weather is better than last week. Hey, dog. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well this morning. Yeah, the weather is so much better, man. We're having our cold mornings. Don't get me wrong. It's 29 degrees right now. It was 27 when I got up at 3 o'clock. Um, but yeah, so much better than last week. Waking up to 2 degrees, 3 degrees, 4 degrees, 1 degree, 0 degree. So yeah, and like I said, they're at the very beginning. Before any of you came in, they're calling for above normal temperatures this week, clear through Christmas. Some places they said we're going to be 50, 60, 70 degrees above normal um, for this, well, 50, 60, 70 degrees. So they said places in Texas could even see 80 degrees this week. So, but then they're talking, of course, winter storms coming in right after Christmas. It just depends on what these atmospheric rivers do. So we'll just have to see what happens. Oh, the bulk of the snow is gone. Yeah, ours is completely gone. When I went to bed last night, there was a thin strip of snow along the leaves that were out on the curb lawn. But other than that, ice in the driveway where it's been compacted down and it's melted a little bit during the day, then refroze at night. And but snow wise, what little bit was in the on the curb lawn against the leaves was the only snow we had left. So, but I'll tell you what, guys, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to take this coat off um, because it's just a little warm. But to stay in the spirit, I'll leave the hat on. I'll leave the hat on for you. Let me go on and remove this coat real quick, and we'll get on with the chat. Goodness gracious sake, that is a warm coat. Oh, it'll be so much nicer to wear next year, though, when I've got the full beard in, and hopefully I don't have to wear this eye patch anymore. Um, Thursday through Sunday is going to be 65 here in Cincy. I can't see if that's who that is. Hey, Chris, good to see you, bud. Last year at this time, I was freezing my butt off. You know, we've not had a green Christmas, or we've not had a white Christmas here in probably 3 years, 4 years. And I was really hoping we'd have just a little bit, even if it was just an inch or so. Um, that way it didn't interfere with the kids and the grandkids and her mom and everything coming over. Um, but looks like it's going to be another green Christmas here in Southwest Michigan, and that's okay. That's okay. They say we're experiencing global warming, but as scientists have said multiple times, you've got to have a freeze before you have a warming. So we'll see if we have another ice age coming first, before we globally warm back up. Um, um, Last year, just entering my butt off. It has been a while here. I just wanted cold weather so I could hot tent camp. you know, I love winter camping when I've actually got a tent, especially if it's big enough that I can go back into like the super wedge kind of deal, and put my fire inside in the center of the floor, and set my old cot up about 2 foot off the floor. That makes for some good sleeping. Roll over at night, throw a couple logs on the fire, get it stoked back up, and roll over and go right back to sleep for a couple hours. Now, this year, you're probably not going to see me in a tent because, well, I can't afford uh, uh, even a used tent. I've been looking at wedge tents, 700-800 bucks. I mean, who the hell can afford that? So I'm probably going to go with more of a Viking lodging this year. Um, Still nice enough and big enough that if I wanted to, I could set me a little fire in there. But chances are I'll probably just put my cook fire closer to the door, and that way a little bit of that heat and stuff could come in my doorway. did the winter camping thing under a damn fly. It was pretty brutal getting out from under those Hudson Bay blankets. You know, I've never had a Hudson Bay in over 35 years of doing primitive uh, reenactments and camping and stuff. I've never had a Hudson Bay. Never seen one for sale. Never seen one on a trade blanket. Seen some of those knockoffs. What were they called? Like Northern Frost or something like that. Um, but they weren't Hudsons. And that's been my dream for a long time as a Hudson Bay. And maybe one day I'll find one on a trade blanket or something, or somebody will give me one, or whatever the case. I doubt that. Those things are too expensive. And with Hudson Bay, a lot of the Hudson Bay stores closing down now. Um, I don't know. Hudsons are Hudsons are a rare commodity. Um, get your eyes fixed, or get your eyes have TP tent. I had a TP a long time ago, and I think that was my favorite tent. It's a 16-foot Cheyenne squatter, and only had like 20-foot poles to it. But man, I'll tell you what, I've had that thing set up in January with the liner up and uh, grass cut, like tall grass cut, and stuffed in the liner between the liner and the outside cover. Had a fire in the middle of that thing. It was damn near 70 degrees inside that thing. Inside, but outside it was oh god, almost 10 degrees. Cold winter. I was doing a what they call a frozen butt rendezvous over at the Wild Winds Buffalo Preserve in Fremont, Indiana, just north of Angola, between Angola, Indiana, and the Michigan line. And this was no, the third week of January that we were doing that event. And man, I'll tell you what, TP always been my favorite. There was another larger TP that was like a 22 footer, 24 footer, something like that, Sioux style, and they had a fire in that thing must have been, or a fire pit must have been 18 inches across, and that's where everybody was meeting of an evening time that whole weekend because you could fit hell 20 people in that thing, all wrapped around the fire from one side of the door, wrapped around the teepee to the other side of the door. The door was the only open space, and people were sitting in there. They'd come walking in with blankets and stuff on, and 10 minutes after being in there, the blankets and the coats were coming off. It was just hotter than Billy B. Dogged in that thing. So I've always been a huge lover of the TP design. Oh, um, tents. Wow. I'm thinking about getting the new inflatable tents. Teepees are pretty clever. Good morning. Good morning, Sarah. Good to see you. Hope you're doing good this morning. Okay, zombie. That sounds good. I still have the Facebook Messenger, Drew Ellsworth McCrae. I mean, I'm sure you still got it saved up somewhere. But yeah, definitely. It's going to be expensive sending a TP through the mail, though. My God, the canvas alone is just heavy as all get out. So, but I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Um, Hello, Sarah. I can't believe you are not going to Tennessee. We never go to Tennessee. We've planned on it multiple times. We just never have the money to go and visit my family or anything. Plus, she doesn't have the time off work. She's always off on Tuesdays and Fridays, but with her job at the casino, she can either have Christmas off or Thanksgiving off. There's no both. It's either or. So she always offers to work on Thanksgiving and be off on Christmas Day. Now, that place never closes. The only time in the 10 years almost that we've been together, the only time I've ever seen that place closed is during the pandemic. And then they still had security and surveillance and certain individuals that were going to work. Um, when Mark used to work out there, um, he didn't miss a day even during the pandemic. Um, of course, they were afraid of break-ins and stuff like that going on. So they always had security. They always had tribal police. They always had surveillance. And then, like I said, certain workers, property managers, management, stuff like that in there, keeping everything moving. So, but yeah, so we got real lucky with her schedule this year. She's actually got Christmas Day and the day after off, unless they call her in on Friday. Of course, she don't pass up hours. She can't afford to pass up hours, especially when she's the only income. It's a poly tent for people can fit if you don't use the inner tent. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Stephen. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing good this morning. Yeah, definitely be careful driving, zombie. I don't know what your weather's like where you're at, but definitely be careful and don't let the guys with the little gumdrops on top of their car see you, texting and driving. I've actually got the wife to not text and drive now. She keeps the phone plugged in to the auxiliary and does either phone calls or voice messages, not having to hold her phone. So don't bother me in the nice weather, but I'll tell you what, when she's driving through snow and the drifts and stuff out on the country roads that she has to take to work, um, yeah, scares the Billy bejesus out of me. Then again, she's nuttier than squirrel poop anyway. Um, Out there trying to drive and text at the same time. Did get healthy, and we will plan an Arkansas camp trip to the Waterfall State Park. You know, I've never been to Arkansas. There's some uh, there's some real nice places to camp up here. Um, we have Manistee State Forest, just up a little bit north, uh, northeast, north by northwest of me. You know, that's the place with the Dogman legend. That's the place with the Big Feets legends. So, of course, I've been wanting to set up an expedition up that way for the last 3 Octobers. I just can't get anybody with, you know, rocky enough gozers to go up there and camp in October and hunt large, aggressive woodland creatures. Of course, I don't care. I've died before. What have I got left? I've died before. I've been married twice. What have I got left to fear? It's like a fairy tale. I think every place in the South is like a fairy tale. I don't know if you've ever been to East Central Tennessee, but we have Fall Creek Falls State Park, and then there's a couple other parks there in the area that have got waterfalls, and they're absolutely freaking beautiful, man. I like Fall Creek Falls personally because not only can you go right out in the river um, by a couple of the smaller falls, but you go to the lookout point and across the valley. It's like the walls of the valley come in this way and then shoot off in the distance, and right over here where they come in at is a huge fall. Um, it probably goes 150, 175 feet to the river below. And then you go to the other part of the river, and there is a couple of small falls, only about 8 or 10 feet, that go from one level of the river down to the other. And it's not deep. I mean, you can wade out there, and it only gets about waist deep. But if you lose your footing and you start floating, you're screwed because about 85 or 90 feet down and around the bend is another 120-foot fall, and you can get up on the overlook and look down at the falls. And believe me when I say you're going to be harpooned, because if you go over those falls, there's all kinds of trees and stuff that are coming up out of the basin and everything, that have gone over the falls and jammed themselves down in the sand and stuff under the falls, and you could just see them jotting up, even the ones that aren't sticking out of the water, are jotting up where you can see them right under the surface of the water. So yeah, you go over those falls, you're screwed. You just might as well, when you see the falls there, if you can't get your foot on the river floor to catch yourself, you just pretty much do your best to hold your breath and kiss your butt goodbye, because you are not going to survive it. Of course, like I said, I've been up since about 3 a.m. It's a good thing I got up when I did. Like I said in the beginning, before anybody showed up, the daughter went and stayed with her brother and his wife and the granddaughters last night. And this is the very first time in just over a year we've let her go anywhere since the whole diabetes thing started. Because she carries her little Dexcom phone with her to monitor what her pump and everything's doing. And the alarm won't wake her up. So, I got up at 2:47. At 2:55, my alarm went off on my phone, and her blood sugar had bottomed out to almost 50. So I tried to message her. She wouldn't wake up, so I had to call her. And I just hope and pray when they bring her home today, they don't start screaming and hollering about calling them at before 3 o'clock, and it woke the granddaughters up and woke them up and everything else. So, but it's part of dealing with the diabetes thing. You took her knowing that. Um, I would live to visit Arkansas, pronounced with a W. You could plan a group camp at a powwow next year. Very true, and I would love to do that. I would absolutely love to, everybody who could make it. I would love to do a group get together where everyone can, at least the ones who could afford to make the trip for a 4 or 5 day period. Um, Granted, I don't dance um, on the on the powwow trail. I don't go from powwow to powwow to powwow like I did in my younger years. Um, but I always show up when the dancers do. So if the event is on a Saturday and Sunday, I try to show up on Thursday, and I'll stay Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and sometimes I'll even stay over on Monday or Sunday and then pack up and leave on a Monday, unless the dancers are staying longer, which some of them that follow the trail actually do stay over again on Monday night, because the next dance may only be 100 or 200 miles away, and they can make that in 3 or 4 days. Even just driving short distances. So I try to come in on the day that they come in. I try to leave on the day they leave, and I got the bloody hiccups. Damn this coffee. Like I said, I've been up since 3 a.m. So I've already shut off the coffee pot. I've drained it. It's my last cup, and then I'm moving to bottled water. Of course, the wife will be taking off here real soon. You'll probably hear her. She may have already taken off. It is 8:35, so she may have already taken off to go to work. Um, my family came Arkansas. Sarah, Arkansas. So gorgeous. It really is. And the hot springs, she, the Central Tribe in North Carolina, hold large events. Oh, yeah, I've actually been in Cherokee during their summer powwow down at the elementary school heading out of town. Absolutely amazing. Um, and of course, my departed teacher, you've heard me talk about him before, Little Crow. His family came from the Eastern Band, and he still has family on the reservation. A couple of them, I don't know if they're still doing it, uh, but there was a father and son that had a teepee set up by one of the shops down there. And the son, Shadowhawk, actually wore a hawk dance bustle. Um, absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if they're still doing it. I'm sure the father's probably long gone by now. And the son has had children of his own. So it could be a generational thing. We looked at property around Mammoth Spring. At Walmart. Are you at Walmart, Ian? Already getting your last minute Christmas stuff taken care of? I can't say anything. I've not been able to do any Christmas shopping yet. Um, but then when you have no income coming in for yourself, it's uh, it's a little hard. Like I said, anything that comes in before Christmas is probably going to go to Christmas dinner. My turkey is famous. Uh, Actually, I don't know if my turkey is famous or my homemade honey butter is famous that I use to baste my turkey. Kind of makes me wonder now. People come over for my turkey or my honey butter. Um, I need to go to the bank and get several $100 bills for the grandsons that didn't submit a gift request. I might need to probably buy stuff right on that online. So through my Cash App. See, that's what I normally do. Um, I normally get all my stuff online, but um, of course, it happens regularly. on this channel. I've had, multiple people say they were going to send, 100, 200, 300, 400, for Christmas and everything. And, nothing's came yet. But I have a ride set up to get to Walmart for, when it comes. So that way even if I just buy Christmas dinner, um, I'm, I'm going to pay a little bit less than I will if I go to my local store. Actually, a lot less than if I go to my local store. But even though they do have some of the specials going on this week. Last week was, give you guys an idea how bad it is at this local store. Last week they had the hams, the Smithville hams, 50% off. And the wife wound up finding a ham for almost 25 bucks. Now, this ham is only about that big around and about that thick. 25 bucks. We wound up paying $12 and change for it. But yet, I've talked to people this week that, couldn't believe it was that expensive. And they were showing me a ham 3 times that size that they got someplace else for the same price. So, it's what you get for living in a little town, I guess. Of course, we have a Walmart 15 miles one direction and 22 miles the other direction, but it's still too far to walk. So, you do what you can do. Let me see here. Am I reading off my phone? Nothing on there yet. It was all YouTube releases that were on there. Good morning, Jan. Good to see you, love. Hope you're doing good. Doing well. Glad everybody's doing well. Yeah, of course, you guys get to see the top of my head. I really hope, if nothing else, they just clear this one up enough that I won't have to lean in. Because, well, y'all seen it last week. I'm starting to sport the Viking cut up top and, just letting the hair grow in so I can pull it all back and tie it. But it's kind of hard to do when the top of your head looks like a horseshoe. And all this looks good till you get right back to about right here. And then you got this big semicircle up there that things don't want to grow in very much. It's kind of like clear cut in a forest. If you don't plant replacements, nothing comes in there. So I'm going to have to like pull all this back and divide it, part it, and then just wrap it around and tie it. Happens when you get old. If you don't lose your eyesight, you lose your hearing. If you don't lose your hearing, you lose your hair. Or you just lose all three. or any combination thereof. Our house sold within 4 hours of being put on the market. There is a special place in hell for those who mess with kids. Oh, I absolutely agree, Tony. I absolutely agree. Well, congratulations on selling a house. I actually seen your pictures that you put on Facebook, and yeah, I was really surprised. I mean, the house looks beautiful. I'm not surprised the house sold. I'm surprised after looking for so long that you guys finally found a place that suits your needs. I mean, granted, you've not got kids at home anymore, um, so you don't need such as big of a place. My question is, how are you going to move your chicken pen and all your girls and stuff to the new location? And is the garage and stuff big enough for all of you and Jay's goodies? Because I know you guys like to collect decorations and large gas powered um, toys and griddles and big trucks and pretty cars. So is the garage big enough for your need? Not as the house, because you guys make a home anywhere, but is the garage big enough? And second, where's it at? Did you move closer to me, or did you make visiting you even harder than it already was? Oh, the new house is larger than ours now, but gives us the opportunity to be able to live on the first floor. There you go. That's actually really cool because you can live on the first floor, but you can set up your guest rooms or office or whatever the case may. Santa needs an office, and hopefully, if you guys are moving closer to like Pigeon Forge or something like that, there is there is definitely going to be a need for a real beard Santa down there at some of those shops. Well, Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg. I was actually looking in. I've decided I'm going to go ahead and let my beard and stuff grow. This year, I'm going to do everything in my power to um, come by a nice classic Santa Claus suit. Probably, with the long cloaks and stuff. I really like those, especially with my knee high boots. Um, but next year, I'm going to start doing it up here. And I was looking at what real beard Santas make. Um, did you know? Did you know if Jay could get a job at a local mall or a large chain store, it's upwards of sometimes, well, let's put it this way, a really good real beard Santa can make over 40 grand during the holiday season. You know, the month leading up to, I mean, they're talking in some places over $200 an hour. The low side of a real beard Santa is over $30 an hour. So now I understand why the old man that does Santa every year at our mall here in South Bend, I understand why he drives from south of my mom and dad's in Tennessee. He lives down by Chattanooga, or in between Pikeville and Chattanooga, Tennessee, and comes to South Bend every year for a month, like 40 days, and they put him up in a hotel. He has food vouchers in the mall. They give him food vouchers for local restaurants, and they pay him from 10 o'clock in the morning until 9 o'clock at night. Well, during Christmas time, 10 o'clock at night. So 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, he is sitting in that Santa Claus display with little kids and pictures and parents, and understand why they get paid so well. Um, I just need five. Eight, where was it? Okay, there it is. On the new house. Okay, I just need 5 acres and a good woman that wants to homestead. Well, it's not closer to you, but is a little closer to Ashley. It's in Hillsboro. Okay, nice. I wish it were in Tennessee, but Ashley wants us closer to her. She's still closer to her, too. She still won't visit. I wish he could make that kind of money. Pikeville, that is McCoy territory. Well, now there, I think if I've got it right, there's a Pikeville, Kentucky, and a Pikeville, Tennessee. But Pikeville, Tennessee, is right in a valley. It's really cool because when you leave mom and dad's, you head south on 101, and you come out real close to what they call 5 points, which is actually, or 4 points. It's where four roads interconnect at a weird angle. And you turn left and you go down the mountain. And as you're wiggling down the mountain, you see the valley like way down below you. And when you get down to the valley floor in Pikeville, you can turn right and head south to Chattanooga, or you can drive right through Pikeville and go up Dayton Mountain, um, which as soon as you get over the peak of Dayton Mountain is Dayton, Tennessee. So yeah, I don't know about it being McCoy country, but I know it is absolutely frickin' beautiful at sunrise and sunset. Because if you get down into the valley and you turn right to head for Chattanooga, you have got mountains on both sides, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. We left real early one time when I was down there several years ago to go to Chattanooga, and we were we were coming down the mountain as the sun was starting to come up over the range, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Driving down the highway, watching the sun come up over the range. And when we came home, the sun was going down over the other range. And I couldn't believe the colors that were in that sky that the mountaintops were resting against. It was just absolutely gorgeous. And one day when my mom and dad pass and I get the house, which, my sister and I, um, she's going to take what's in the bank. I'm going to take the house, a nice clean split. One day I'll get to experience that on a daily basis. Hopefully not for many, many years to come, but I could only hope and pray. Um, I must have missed something. Didn't you used to read? Didn't you used to a large read up a large 1 by 7? Is the one I think. My term my terminal is in Tunnel Hill. Our farm is 8 acres, has multiple barns, and they have horses, cattle, pigs, and chickens. We intend to have Angus cattle to sell, that beef, and eggs laying chickens. We'd like to be self sufficient. Makes sense. It is usually foggy as hell in the Smokies. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Which is how they got their name. Knowing your luck, they will outlive you. I've actually thought about that. And when they were here over Thanksgiving and I was down at my sister's place in Indiana, I told them that. Um, because they had told me, that they had gotten the wills all taken care of and stuff. And my mom and dad are realists. They know that they're getting up there in years, and I don't like talking about the stuff. I completely avoid the conversation because life without my mom and dad is a life not worth living. And I told them, with all the luck in the universe, with all the prayers in the universe, I hope and pray you outlive me. That way, my sister can just have it all. But I told him, that's exactly what I told him. And I'm really kind of glad you brought that up because you know my way of thinking. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen, but it's a good thought. It's a very good thought. Of course, my mom and dad are like Jan and Jay when it comes to Christmas decorations and stuff. They have got lights all over the big front deck. They've got spotlights pointing up towards the house. They've got everything except a large Christmas tree. And that would be the only addition I would make to the boxes on top of boxes on top of boxes. Besides the fact that I would probably, continue my dad's work, going out and finding old historic pieces. He's got little hand plows and windmills and stuff in the yard that he's completely sanded down and repainted for my mom's lawn decorations. Of course, I would have to put a sleigh out there in the yard, and every year, uh, put on my cute little Santa outfit and go out there because they live right on a highway. They live right on Highway 101, going through Crossville, Tennessee, up onto the plateau, like I said, down into Pikeville and everything. So it's a busy road, and they set 30 yards, 40 yards off the highway. So I got plenty of front yard right there to decorate and you know do everything. Not to mention, when it comes to deer, that's the place to live. My mom and dad don't smoke in their house. They go outside under the carport, just to the far north end of the house, and they smoke out there. And every morning, summer or winter, don't matter. Mom, mom can sit out there for 20, 25, 30, 40 minutes, an hour, and count no less than 20 deer walking through their yard from the back cattle pasture. They'll jump the fence, walk up between the house and my dad's shed, and then go right out the driveway and around the fence back into the valley, uh, where the creek and stuff is at, to the north side of their house. So, yeah, maybe if I get real lucky, I can live trap a couple of them. I know it's illegal to hunt out of season, but can you live trap them and keep them in your yard as pets? Because they even have fawns and stuff, little spotties that walk through their yard. So maybe if I can get a couple, little ones, I can train them to be pets, like miniature goats in your house or something like that. It'd be kind of cool. Oh, get back on here. I thought your laptop was hooked to a television. It used to be. It used to be my old laptop. This is a laptop I got from Jared King, earlier this year when my laptop broke down. And it's a smaller laptop. It's probably 4 inches smaller, widthwise, than my old one. This was actually his first laptop. It's got the Haunted Appalachia stickers on it, and uh, Donnie Law's sticker and stuff on it. But it needs, let me see if I can get this without breaking anything. It needs a plug that is this on both ends. This is what this size of plug plugs into the laptop, and this size also plugs into the back of the TV. And I could have my larger um, monitor back, my 36-inch monitor. I just can't find that plug anywhere. Not that I actually get anywhere to look. Dollar stores don't carry it. So, maybe Walmart, Myers, something like that, which I don't ever make it to because it's a little far to walk. And I'm lazy and old and blind. I probably wouldn't make it 5 miles before I got hit by a car, be honest with you. So, ho, ho, ho. Let me see here. You can't trap deer here. Howdy, howdy. Um, who dat? I can't see. Who dat? Hey, country. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. You can't trap deer here. How's it going, Tony? We'll be able to hunt deer and wild turkeys on the farm. Yes, you can. It is going well. Thank you. Yourself. That is an A A to A USB. Going well. Is doing good. Past weekend. Oh, Nick. Okay. I thought so. When you mentioned Billy, it's like, who has a kid named Billy? It's Nick. See what happens? Old people and going long periods of time without talking to them, we lose track of crap. We forget things. It's the early onset of old timers disease and stuff like that. I'll send you one when I find one on Amazon today. Thank you, bud. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Squinting is no good. I'm actually not squinting, I'm peeking through a crack to block out all the excess light because I can't see anything unless I do. I don't even watch TV anymore. I listen to TV, but I have to get like literally right up and lean down on the dresser where the TV sets and find what I want to watch. But once I get, a foot and a half away from the TV, all I see are images moving. I can't tell who's who or anything else, unless I recognize a voice, of course. Oh, hell, Drew's, it has been, been a while. It has been a while. It's been too long, bud. I could tell it was Nick by that picture. I can't even see the picture. Contact disease. How's your Nick? Yes, they are on Amazon for about $5. Oh wow. Yeah, I can't even. I can't use Temu. I can't use eBay. I can't use Amazon. I can't use any of those anymore because they've got a white background. And as Jan can tell you, because I know she's experienced this before, when you have a white background, the white bleeds over or blurs over any callers, any pictures of anything. Now, if you've got a black background, it's not as bad. You can still kind of do the finger part thing to see stuff. But looking with a white background, it just all blurs into the picture and interferes with it. Luckily, I've got my background here black. I've got it. I've got it on dark mode. So though I have to, to read stuff um, like this, it makes it a little easier. But when you go to clicking on websites, though Google is in dark mode, the websites are not. So yeah, I can't utilize any of that stuff anymore. Wishing you all Merry Christmas. Zombie, it is an A to A USB, both male ends. I think it has the ends that plug into a USB port. Yes, yes, that's it. Yes, it absolutely does. Drew actually have my phone on dark mode so I can see things better, even after I had the cataract surgery. I've got my phone on dark mode too. But once again, when I click on a website or something, it goes back to their normal setup. So yeah, it's not the most fun thing in the world to deal with. Wanted to jump on, say howdy and Merry Christmas. Got to get back at it. All right, Nick, you take care of yourself, bud. I miss you, and stay in touch. And give the family my love, man. Tell them all Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Looking it up now. Oh, you booger. Yeah, see, I've got my phone on dark mode. But when you doggone it, see, it's got the dark inlays and stuff. But when you click onto something, like there is Google, but if I let me see here. Miniature goats for sale in my area. Yeah, I know. It's just a random. Um, A and J Summertime Farms. This right here is still on Google, so it's dark mode. But if I go to their website, okay, they don't have a website. Let's see here. Maybe this place has a regular website. Okay, this place has got a green website. So even though my phone is on dark mode, whatever website is set up is the one that I'm stuck with. I can't darken them. So, yeah, and it's the same on the computer. You put it on dark mode, but whatever the website is. So, yeah, I can't do any kind of web shopping anymore. Actually, seeing me at the store is really funny because if they've not got like a large price tag on the shelf, they've just got like the little price tag from the pricing gun on stuff. I'm walking in the store looking at things between my fingers. It's actually kind of funny. Don't pull up any porn, dude. Yeah, like I have the eyes to watch that. Yeah, that'd blind me, dude. Crap, lost your address. I'll send a request with Facebook. Okay, yeah, I can send that to you, zombie. I was starting to say I didn't click anything, so I don't know why I'd be muted. That's right. There you go, zombie. I just sent that back to you. YouTube, 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 YouTube. Normally, if I knew for sure that it was just my normals on here, I wouldn't mind putting my address out there. Hell, if you guys remember back when I was doing the paranormal stuff on this channel, there was a few times I showed pictures of my business card at the end of my videos. But yeah, um, with so much doxing going on, and becoming world famous, I'm scared to death that people are going to start camping out on my lawn, and just to get a glimpse of me falling out of the house or off the deck or something. Yeah, I'm famous. I'm so famous. People from England come to visit. Of course, he was coming to visit before me. Oh, I'm sorry. Uh, um, I am watching old John Wayne serials from the 30s and wonder how many horses they killed. Wow. It's funny when I watch old John Wayne movies and stuff like that, I wonder why they never had a Native American play a Native American. They always had Hispanics play Native Americans. Of course, it's no big secret John Wayne did not like Native Americans. So they always had either really tanned up white actors or Mexican Americans or Hispanics playing Native Americans. That was even in the book that his kid wrote about him. They trip horses at full gallop, make them jump off of cliffs into water, and many other horrific things. Yeah, they did, but I never heard. Of course, I don't know everything, but I've never heard of horses being injured in the making of those movies. So, I mean, God only knows how bad it really was. But yeah, I've never heard of it. So, I don't know. There weren't as many animal rights groups back in the 30s and 40s as there are today, which is why they always put that little disclaimer up at movies: no animals were hurt in the making of this film. And you've got live animal handlers that have thousands and thousands of dollars into the training of those animals now, where back then, who knows? Who knows, Highlander? Who knows? Um, I run regional now, so it's gonna be a minute before I get back to the Northeast. Oh, are you running regional now? Well, I'm actually in the Great Lake region, right in the crotch of the Great Lakes. Kind of makes me like a yeast infection. But yeah, if you come up north out of Indiana, I'm only 15 minutes into Michigan. So, yeah, I'm barely, um, I'm barely in Michigan. My God, it is almost 9:30 already. Jesus criminy. Well, Jan, I am glad that you and Jay um, found the home you've been looking for. I'm real happy about that. I know you guys have been looking for a while. I'm glad that you stayed in Ohio to be closer to your daughter. Uh, I know it's not what you guys wanted. I know you wanted, Tennessee, but you guys are still young, and who knows? Maybe 10 years from now, 15 years from now, you'll finally decide you've had enough, and you'll come down to Tennessee. By that time, I'll probably be in Tennessee, and yeah. Oh, not to mention the fact that we will have a spare bedroom down there. So, and it's got a big bed. It's got a big queen size bed in it. So, I mean, worst case scenario, if y'all just want to come and visit. And, when the time comes, I'll make sure that address is out there for any of you that want to come and visit. Um, Last time I was in Michigan, me and you found out later I was 30 minutes from you. Yeah, exactly. I don't think so. This will be our last place we move to. We can visit for sure. You guys can come and visit us. We promise not to put you to work. Yet you get me out on a farm. That's what I'm used to. It's the kids you got to worry about. She got grounded from her devices for about 3 hours last night, and I thought Armageddon was here. I mean, I literally feared for my life for a while till her brother showed up to take her back to his place. Scary. I think we are taking the cabin idea off the table. Really? Thought you guys were waiting for the wife to retire and getting rid of your place up there and moving down to Missouri full time. The missus has health issues the last few weeks, thus that have made us rethink the idea. Oh man, damn, if we move to the cabin and something happens to me, she is dead. She cannot be 10 miles from town by herself. My God, that's terrible. So, what are you guys thinking about doing? Selling the property down there and just staying where you're at? I mean, just in case that situation does happen when something happens to you and she's stuck. Um, just sell the property in Missouri. Yeah, that's really rough. I know you've been looking forward to it. Um, but once again, you got to do what's best for you both. And I mean, hey, worst case scenario, uh, you have a weekend escape um, at the cabin, or you guys have a vacation home. Um, Neither one of you are old yet, so who knows? Who knows what the future holds? Well, I'd like to know how all those coffee grounds got in the bottom of that cup. That was terrible. Look at that. What in the Sam Hill? That's terrible. Kind of reminds me of crushing beans in my big pot that I take camping and crushing them up so good they come through the spout into your cup. Well, at least we get to come close to the end of the live stream with you guys laughing at me so hard you're tinkling on yourselves. No problem. Okay, I got to bounce. Y'all have a good day. You too, zombie. Take care of yourself, bud. Be safe out there, and we'll talk soon. I think that the vacation home is where we are at currently. Morning, Bud Files. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning. Fiber, good for the Constitution. Yeah, I know. It was real good. Ah, man, I cannot believe Christmas is 3 days away. Kind of like Halloween, you wait all year for it, and there it goes. And you go and you're counting down for the last 2 weeks, and then you're counting down for the next 51 weeks. Doesn't seem very fair. We don't do our family Christmas till New Year's Day. Gives us a bit of breathing room. Yeah, we've talked about that before, and it actually makes sense. It really does make sense to, you know, give it that extra, you know, 5 days, 6 days, so or extra week. So I don't know what we're gonna do for New Year's. Um, I've been going to bed later. Sadly enough, my wake up time's gone back to normal, so there are nights I only get 3 or 4 hours of sleep. Um, but I don't know what we're gonna do. The wife will have to work. Um, Let me think. 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st, 1st, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. What the hell day is New Year's Day? Is that the Thursday or Friday? I don't. I don't know. If it's if New Year's Day is Friday, then we might stay up and watch the ball drop. If New Year's Day is Thursday, then she won't even be home at the beginning of the new year because she won't get off until midnight. So, I'll be on the phone with her while she drives home if I'm still awake. We don't do. Oh, we are going to bed at 8 or 9. Okay, New Year's Day is Thursday, so yeah, she won't even be home when the ball drops. Yeah, it's really not a holiday here either. you know. So yeah, if it's Thursday, she won't even be home Wednesday night at midnight. She'll just be getting off work and heading home. So, hopefully she gets home before our local ding dongs leave the bar and start driving down the road too. We have a lot of them around here. Yeah, I knew what you meant, Tony. It's crazy. We've always been the ones that if we wanted to have a drink on New Year's, well, we'd already have our stuff in the house. And, that way we could sit and play cards, have friends over, local friends. Um, of course, we have like one bar here in town. The brewery closes at 9 o'clock. Um, that's just the way they want to do it. They know business drops off and it costs more to keep the doors open after 9 than it does in business. They're going to turn, so they close the doors, lock them up at 9 o'clock. We have one bar, Holden Green, here in town that might stay open till midnight. Usually on a Friday or Saturday night, they're closed at 11. Through the week, it's like 9 or 10. They're closed. So I don't know if they'll stay open. I've never been in there on New Year's, so I don't know what they do. But yeah, I don't like her being out after midnight, that's for sure, because that's when the yahoos start leaving the bars and trying to drive home and not get caught being stupid. So, TJ, how you doing, bud? It was an excuse to start boozing earlier. I needed such. Yeah, I don't like it, but what can I do? Now, Christmas, I don't know how she managed this, but Christmas Eve, she actually, instead of working 3:30 to midnight, she's actually working, uh, what is it, noon to 8. So, I don't know how she managed to get that squirreled around or why they changed her schedule for Christmas Eve. But yeah, for the foreseeable future, that's the only changed Wednesday that she sees. Other than that, she leaves here at 3, shows up at 3:30, and works till midnight. So I don't know. How you doing out there in Missouri, there, TJ? Have, did you manage to do any country Christmas like I suggested last week? I mean, you're a genius. So, I mean, if anybody could pull it off, you could. I mean, if you need more country Christmas lyrics, I'm more than happy to send them to you, so you can, you know, uh, we found Granny in April. Um, Santa's a lush. Getting drunk with Santa Claus. I can come up with them. I mean, I could. It's like a roll the dice with me. I tried writing one, but I'm not sure if I like the way it sounds. Ah, gotcha. I don't know why music for the holidays is so hard. I mean, even if it's not a serious Christmas song, something that makes people smile and laugh is just as good. I've tried it. You know, back in my days when I was still an active musician, I tried to do Christmas songs. And I come to find that if I couldn't do something serious that brought a tear to someone's eye or brought back a memory or something, I would go completely flip flop and some bring out do something that makes people smile or laugh. Because whether it's a sad tear or a happy tear, it's still a tear. Um, I'm kind of working on three different projects at once, outside of music. I have a historic, I have a historical project and a reenactment application. Oh, there you go. I haven't started writing lyrics to my stuff yet, but I have composed about 10 tunes. Wow. Maybe you and TJ can do a collaboration. As I told you, I'm always thinking. Always thinking. Just popping out. All right, it's just popping, period. Ow. That sucker snapped. I don't know if you guys could hear that or not on the camera, but that sucker, ow. Damn. When did that start hurting? Crap. Just one more malfunctioning something. Yes, as yet. My mom's side of the family has a remarkable story, so it's a big project. I don't lean to country much, but I have done a couple that could be country. Huh. Well, good old classic rock. It's what, we've talked about it before. In my opinion, that's what rock is missing these days are those addictive guitar licks, the guitar solos. I think the last great guitar solo that I ever heard was from Guns N' Roses in November Rain, and then Slash turned around and gave us two of them in that song. And I love those long, drawn out guitar solos. Always been my thing. Even though I was never a guitar player, I love hearing those long solos. That is why you should check out Bandmade. They even offer bass and drum solos. Hey again, Steven. Cataracts, dude. Uh, we're pretty sure if it's not cataracts, then it is diabetic retinopathy. Um, the main reason why I have to get this insurance thing of the month and actually get back to the eye doctor again. Um, but it just slowly got blurrier and blurrier and blurrier until it was throwing off my equilibrium. It was making me nauseous. I fell several times, tripped over things, depth perception off, everything, and I put the patch on, and I was able to, you know, not fall and not trip and stuff like that. And now this one's just about gone. So hopefully we can get this insurance thing taken care of really fast uh, after the first of the year. Get this insurance thing squared away, and I can get to an eye doctor, get something in the works. I mean, it comes and goes, which is what makes me think it's cataracts. Um, because like one day I can't read anything, and the next day with a little working with it, I can read, and I could see a TV clearly, and not clearly, but reasonably clearly. Um, I can shave and actually tell where my lines are at when I do shave or trim up my beard or something. And then there are days when I can't see nothing. I might as well be just I have to. I don't even turn on the light in the bathroom. I just go in there and feel my way around and run my razor right behind my fingers to be able to do things. So yeah, it's I don't know. We'll find out when I get back to the doctor. Um, even I actually need your help, Drew, filming out the reenactment file, filling the application. Make Mike said you would know the answers. Okay. There's a good start. I've listened to Bandmade, Tony, when you've talked about them before, and I like their music. Keeping fingers crossed and prayers for your insurance. I appreciate it, sis. I really do. When I talked to the lady, a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, from Blue Cross, she said that there was nothing they could do at that time to get back a hold of them right after the first of the year. So, since my mom and dad are on there, um, Blue Cross, wants to get me in as early in the early enrollment period as possible. So I will be calling them on the 2nd of January um, to get things squared away. And I know the 2nd of January is a Saturday, but we're talking Blue Cross Blue Shield. So she told me to call back right after the first of the year. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Yeah, I know. Oh, that's right. So yeah, I'll call on Friday on the 2nd, and yeah, because I've got their phone number and everything right up here, hanging on a piece of paper. So you better bet your bippy I'm going to be getting a hold of them on the 2nd to get that taken care of. 2 minutes, well, minute and a half. Well, guys, it is about that time. I'm going to try to get the I'm gonna try to get the Christmas to get the bulbs hung on the tree. We were finally able to get a strand of lights for the tree since all the lights except for one strand were burnt out. We got those on the other night, and we've been dealing with other family issues for the holiday and stuff, and haven't even got the bulbs on the bloody tree or got the bulbs on the tree yet. But it's all lit up and pretty in different colors. So I'm going to try to go on and get it decorated um, today. Well, the wife is gone, get the house all cleaned up, and also finish working on videos for next week. I've got a special paranormal flashback on next Wednesday, Christmas Eve. It is the Log Cabin Museum parts one and two put together. Uh, for that one, I wanted to do an epic video for Christmas Eve, and that's an epic video. It's got everything. Plus, it's been rehashed through the word recognition and everything on the uh, on the computer, and I was really impressed with some of the stuff we found. So, oh, let me see here. Um, Hoping everyone has a warm, safe, and Merry Christmas. Take care, folks. Merry Christmas. Thank you, Jan. Hope you. You guys all have yourselves a Merry Christmas and a wonderful Christmas Eve. And I hope that each and every one of you finds a little bit of that Christmas magic in your own way this holiday. So until the what, first, second, third, until January 4th, y'all take care of yourselves, take care of each other. God bless you, God love you, we do. And we'll catch y'all next Monday. You guys take care. Much love. We'll see you.